Hey guys, Anthony here for Signal by Sony at CES 2014. We have early access. They are still setting up the booth behind us, but we wanted to give you guys a preview of some of the stuff that we're going to be seeing here this week. We got Christina here with us from the camera team. Hello.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. So, you know, a big thing that's going on is kind of this. We want to get 4K into more people's hands, right? We want more people to be able to enjoy 4K. So you guys have made some pretty big announcements.
Right now we're about to make a really big announcement at the Consumer Electronics Show for the new FDR AX100, which I brought one with me. It's going to be debuting at a really consumer-friendly price point of $19.99. I just want to get that out there because it's kind of mind-boggling. This is, you know, a lot smaller form factor body here. But it has a lot of the same processing power and manual controls that you will in the original 4K.
Yeah, so let's talk about some of the features here. So in a $19.99 like consumer 4K camera, what kind of stuff are we packing into this thing? Like what kind of features do we have?
Well, the thing is, you know, with all imaging, right, it's all about the lens, the sensor, and the processor. And so we've held nothing back. The sensor is a new XMOR CMOS sensor, very sensitive in low light. It's 1 inch, which is huge. And then the Beyond X processor is going to give you the ability to capture XAVCS with 4K and 30p, as well as AVCHD and MP4.
Talk to me about zoom and steady shot and things like that.
Sure, yeah. Carl Zeiss lens, it says 12 times optical zoom, 18 times clear image zoom, optical steady shot image stabilization. So it's going to help you, create some really smooth shots if you don't have access to a dolly or certain things like that. You can control manual focus. You can control your iris, your gain, your shutter speed. It has a really nice dial on the front to do so with your lens, and it's all in this really compact form factor. And
what are my options for capturing audio with this?
In terms of capturing audio, it has a really nice onboard mic, 5.1 channel surround. It's also got mic in here on the side. And then there's a multi-interface shoe on the top, which you can basically attach other microphones as well.
So obviously we can watch everything on the swivel screen here. What kind of viewfinder do we have on this?
This is an OLED viewfinder actually, so it's really clear, really optimum. I love it.
Yeah.
It's actually the only way I shoot.
By the way, what are we shooting on? What kind of media are we using?
Oh, we're using SD cards as well as micro memory sticks.
Awesome.
So, yeah.
So I've got all my footage, my 4K footage on my SD card. What can I do with it in post? Because I know, options are always changing and 4K is growing here. So where can I go with my raw footage?
So now you can actually edit this in Vegas as well as other platforms for Mac as well as PC.
Excellent. And let's talk about some of the other options that are in here. I noticed we've got an NFC logo, so what kind of things can I do with the NFC in the camera?
With onboard Wi-Fi and NFC, you can turn any mobile device. So that be your iPad, your tablet, as well as your smartphone into a remote viewing and control device.
Oh, excellent.
The fact that this camcorder is so small, you can rig this up to a lot of different places, right? And capture some really interesting views and not have to be tethered to it physically.
That's really great. That's awesome. And I love, we've got like a manual focus ring here, which is really good. We've got a focus magnifier, like to get in there and make sure that we're getting it clear. And
yeah.
we also have the manual setting that I've noticed on a lot, like my Handycam has it at home, where you can actually set that manual jog wheel for just about anything you want, right?
Right, yeah, you can toggle through and then you can go ahead and change, in terms of like the iris, the focus, the gain, those types of things.
That's really cool. So there is a lot of control on this for a consumer camera, for sure.
Totally, yeah. We talk about it's a consumer camera, but we should definitely note that this is going to be hopefully appealing to a lot of aspiring filmmakers. Those really the focus forward types of people who want the latest technology.
The other interesting thing is at this price point, you're really not talking about much more than a camera with similar features and manual control that does HD. So it's almost like a future-proofing thing as well, right? Like even if you don't have 4K at home right now, it's how much more is it than a comparable HD camera?
So we actually have another model that is pretty much exactly the same as this, but it doesn't shoot 4K. So it shoots AVCHD as well as MP4, and that's going to retail for $500 less than this camera.
Okay.
So for $500 more, you can get the 4K. You can shoot in XAVCS, you can shoot in AVCHD and MP4. So it's very versatile.
You have this, you have the HD version of this. You guys are showing off a lot more stuff here this week.
Yeah, in imaging we have a ton of different models coming out, but this is just definitely one of my favorites because it's 4K and it's all the rage.
What other kinds of things can we expect to see on the floor?
A new action cam, actually, splash-proof body, shooting XAVCS as well, so that's super exciting, as well as a host of different camcorders for consumers.
Awesome. The price is amazing. Do we know when this is going to be available?
Start shipping around March timeframe.
Okay,
so,
awesome.
Yeah,
So this spring.
Soon. Yeah.
Very cool.
Very
Thank
soon.
you, Christina. This is awesome. And remember, guys, we have tons more from CES here all week on the show floor. Be sure to be following the hashtag Sony CES and subscribe at youtube.com/signal.